Welcome to the Jan Podcast, Season 1, Episode 31. Basically, my Halloween episode, since it's going to come out day before. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, hopefully, yes. Of course, I will start my show off as usual with a traffic peeve, because it's what I do. That's right, right? Well, it just happened, I think, yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday I was driving home down one of the back roads and this guy decided to be an entitled a-hole, and he could clearly see that if he pulled out, I was going to have to slam my brakes on, yet he still did, even though there was no one behind me. Road was completely open. He could have gone on quite easily, but for some reason, he needed to be in front of me. So I had to basically lock my brakes to avoid hitting him because I couldn't pass him because there was traffic in the other lane. Yeah, so that's going to be my peeve, entitled assholes that if you have to hit your brakes because someone got in a lane in front of you, then they shouldn't have got in the lane in front of you. It wasn't safe. All right, you should be legally allowed to run them off the road. But yeah, people do that anyways, right? Gosh, it's getting crazy. But a funny thing, yesterday, it's getting a little cooler here in California, and the mornings are a little, they're closer into well, for us, I mean, if it's 60, we're throwing a park on. So, but yeah, it's like in the high 40s, and it's got a little chill to it. So we've just been throwing sweatshirts on and stuff. So I've been going through my plethora of sweatshirts that I have, and I have way more than I need, but I have a lot. I like sweatshirts. So I went to put on a sweatshirt, and I guess I haven't worn it in a while because I realized like a month ago, um, I lost a dryer ball. You ever lost a dryer ball? You're like, where the fuck did the dryer ball go? You check your laundry that's in the basket. It's not there. You're like, how could it have disappeared? Where could it have gone? Well, it was in the sleeve of my sweatshirt. Yeah. I went to put it on. I'm like, "Pweek!" I was like, wait a second. My arm is not going through. There's a freaking dryer ball in my sleeve. Yeah. So I found it. So I have reunited it with the other ones, but I've never had one in my sleeve before. That was funny. I don't know how it made it past my check, but apparently I didn't check well enough, did I? No, I did not. Clearly, clearly I did not check it well enough. I don't even know if those actually help. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to put that I'm going to write that down right now. I'm going to do a survey. Do they work? Do they work? If you have dryer balls, you tell me if they work or not, because I don't fucking know. It seems like it takes forever for everything to dry and it has just as much freaking animal hair on it as it did before. So who knows? It's just one of those fantasy things that we think works, but who knows if it really does. So yeah, because it's Halloween, I've really been like spamming Halloween movies and just not gory movies, but Halloweeny type of scary, creepy movies and stuff. And I had to start it with Hocus Pocus because that's just kind of the rules. I started with the first Hocus Pocus, and I kind of went into a movie I hadn't seen. It's an older movie. It has Clancy Brown, who I really like, and it's an odd movie. It's called The Mortuary Collection, and it's just a little collection of creepy stories. And he's a mortician, and he's basically like he collects stories. So he tells some of the stories, and it's kind of like mortuary creep shows. It was actually kind of cool. It was odd. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was interesting. And then I actually watched the Tales from the Crypt from '72, and it had Peter Cushing and Joan Collins in it. She was very young. Yeah, and that one, it's like if a strange door opens and it looks like a sacrificial chamber, don't fucking enter, right? I mean, shouldn't that be basic knowledge? And how many movies have you seen where there's a sacrificial chamber and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" What, like Alien versus Predator? I walk right into the sacrificial chamber. Oh, this looks like a sacrificial chamber. Well, get the fuck out. Yeah, too late. Too late. Oh boy. But yeah, I saw that, and then there's a Stephen King movie that I watched it once before, and it was a trip. Like I had to watch it again because there was so much going on. I really couldn't even absorb everything I was watching. It's called with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. Mostly John Cusack. Holy shit. Yeah, it's he's an occult writer basically. He kind of checks into a hotel and he's really a negative jerk. He wants to debunk things instead of, seeing anything paranormal. He just wants to debunk it. And he gets into this room called 1408 that in this hotel that has had deaths and people disappear and people commit suicide and just all this bad shit happens in it. Like 50 plus people have had some kind of a life ending or altering incident in that room. A maid went in and she didn't even last like 3 minutes and she was like crazy. It's a trippy room, but he's determined because he doesn't believe in it that he's gonna be fine, and he's gonna be the one that makes it all night. Yeah, so he gets way more than he bargained for, and he pretty much deserves most of it. But it's pretty cruel. Some of it's pretty cruel, but it's a scary movie, and it's Stephen King, man. You just never know. Twists and turns left and right, and just when you think you figured one thing out, you're wrong. I love those kind of movies. I love to try to figure shit out and then just go, oh yeah, I was way off. How did I miss that? Oh, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. It's not on that often either. I think where did I see it? 1408. Oh, I think I saw it on Roku TV. Yeah, it was free on Roku. Just so you know, free on Roku. 1408. Hocus Pocus. I think I already owned it because I just love it. I'm gonna end tomorrow or maybe Halloween night. I'm gonna watch Hocus Pocus 2. I'm waiting for them to make that third one. That's gonna be fun. That'll be next year. I'm sure that's going to be a blast. I will be talking about that as well. It'll be the trifecta of Hocus Pocus. But yeah, which takes us into, Halloween in general. I'm older now, so I don't really dress up anymore. But when I was younger, it was pretty, like we always keep telling you guys, our generation was the last generation we could do shit without getting killed. It was like you could go out in your costumes and go down the neighborhood, and your parent could just stand at the end of the block and you were chill. It was okay. I mean, not that they did. Most of them participated. They'd go with you and walk with you, but they could. I mean, everybody knew each other. My mom was very good with a sewing machine, and she would make some of the best costumes, and she always made sure that we had some kind of a unique thing going. Her and my dad, they made me I wanted to be the Tin Man one year, so my dad forfeited one of his funnels and cut it so that it fit on my head like a little hat, and then they made a box and spray painted it silver, and I was the Tin Man. It was so much fun. They did things like that for us. Mom made me I think I was in like maybe fifth grade. I was obsessed with Batman. I wanted to be Robin the Boy Wonder. And she made me a little Robin costume. And oh my God, I wore that thing until it fucking fell apart. I wish I could have saved it. I literally played in it. I lived in it. I was Robin for as long as that costume lasted. I was Robin. It was pretty cool. And it was detailed. She was very good. So, I think back when I was in kindergarten, though, there's no point in making a special costume for a little kid that's just gonna go trash the shit out of it, which is exactly what I did. So I think my first costume was either Popeye or a cheetah. I think I might have been a cheetah. Yeah, and I just grass stained the fuck out of that thing, and those are little pullover masks that look like they're from the scary days. Yeah, it was one of those. And I think I was Popeye maybe second grade, but yeah, those were actually fun too. My sister, when she was little, she wasn't so fond of anything going over the front of her face. She just wasn't feeling it. And she was only like 3 or 4. She was just like, yeah, no, fuck no, get that off my face. So my mom had to draw whiskers instead. So she was okay with that. She just didn't want anything smushing her face. I don't blame her. Those things can make you freaking claustrophobic as hell. I know my mom made her grandkids, my nieces, made them both the coolest costume. It made me wish that I was a kid again. I was like, man, I was like, man. She made one was Captain Hook and the other was Peter Pan. It was pretty freaking cool. I mean, pretty cool. Yeah, they looked great, and you could tell they were really enjoying it. When they were even smaller than that, she made one a ladybug and made one a bumblebee. Oh my God, they were so adorable. I think the little ladybug on the rock picture. My goodness, she's like laying on the rock, so cute. And the little bumblebee had a little stinger, right? So their little costumes were adorable, just as they were. Let's see. I do have a costume that I was gonna have a friend on, but we couldn't work out where her audio was gonna work out. So I'll have her on next year, like every Halloween. She's like the queen of Halloween. I always said now that Elvira has retired, my friend Elvia will be the mistress of the night now. She's the Halloween champ. Like she has parties every Halloween. She goes all out. It's always fun to see the costumes and how much fun everybody has at her parties. I have a costume I stole from her a long time ago, and she knows she has to know I've stolen it. She just doesn't give a shit. She's that friend that you see him like every 10 years, and then you talk to him, you're like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in 10 years. How you doing?" And it's like yesterday. Yeah, she's that friend. I've known her since I like my 20s. But I stole a beaver costume from her because I thought this is the coolest thing to wear to a gay bar is a beaver suit, right? So that's what I would do. I'd put it on and I'd go into Halloween in the gay bars and I go to wear my beaver costume. And I had a T-shirt that said "Well groomed beaver." It was funny. It was funny to me. It was funny to other people too. I don't even know how many pictures were taken with me like I was a fucking celebrity. It was hilarious. The nerve of being a beaver in a gay bar, right? Yes, only me. Only me. At least the costume has been put to good use, right? It wasn't wasted. Oh man. Let's see. I had mentioned that I had to put my dog down because she was just in too much pain. So Gal is gone. It's been a couple weeks and the house has been way too empty. So I did a thing and I got a dog. It's a little dog. It's a baby. Well, not a baby, but it's still a puppy. I didn't mean to get a puppy, but that's what I ended up with. I thought it was a little older, but it wasn't. It's a puppy. But let's see. I would say that it's Chihuahua, Doxy, German Shepherd, Mongoose, Coyote, and Chupacabra, but mostly Chupacabra. Yeah, this little thing is a Chupacabra. If she isn't anything in the world, it is a Chupacabra. Yeah. So her name is Chupa or Chupi for Chupacabra. Yeah, so her bloodline is probably, if you got down to it, it's probably Mongoose, Coyote, Chupacabra more than the other three. So, yeah, she's adorable. Lots of energy, and hopefully she's going to get me up off my fat ass and get me moving. You know what I mean? It was getting a little freaking depressing coming home to an empty house. I mean, cats are never happy to see you other than, oh, thank God you're home. Let me out. Yeah, bye. But yeah. I did want to mention when I wanted to get her a collar, right? So I knew that was going to be a struggle because she's obviously never worn one. So I got this knuckle bone. You know, I can buy the knuckle bones that are cooked up hard and they can chew the fat and stuff off of it. So I got her a knuckle bone and I put it down on the floor and she's just like, and she's just engrossed in the knuckle bone. And I just walked up and went, shroop, put the collar on her and she's just didn't even notice. Didn't even notice at all. Like hasn't all she does is maybe she'll scratch it a little bit because she's not used to having it on, but that's it. So that went well. I was like, thank God, because when I did my other dog before my gal and before the bean, I had a dog. It was a Queensland Heeler, and his name was Pootie McGillicuddy. Yeah, he when I went to put his collar on the first time, oh my God, you think that I fucking choked him with something? He's flipping around and having a big old spaz attack. I was like, oh my God. I was like, ah. So it was. He did not like it at all. And then like a year later, I go to take it off and give him a new one. He freaks out because I took it off. Like I took a part of him. It's like, no, that's a part of me. You can't have it. And I'm like, wait a minute, you fought me to get this on. Yeah, it just reminded me of me as a kid. My mom trying to get me to take a shower. I'd fight her tooth and claw, and then once I get in, I didn't want to come out. Shower or bath. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay. No, you need to get out. You're pruning. No, I want to stay. I need you to take a shower. No, I don't want to do it. No. Yeah, I guess everybody probably goes through that with their kids. Hopefully. Hopefully I wasn't the only brat, right? I did have one more thing I wanted to do. I really want to give some props. I was trying something with Gal because she wasn't losing weight and she wasn't feeling good. And I thought, I want to give her some better food and hopefully, that'll help her a little bit. So I started giving her the farmer's dog. And I will, albeit it's a little bit expensive, okay, but it's really good food. Like when I give it to her, it smelled like just legit food that I could eat. Not that I would, but yeah, I mean, it smelled good, and it was made to order for her. So that's what I've been feeding her for like the last month and a half, 2 months before she passed. But I think I started too late. Like maybe I should have started that a year ago, when I first thought about doing it, but I was being a tightwad, fucking idiot. But yeah. So not only does she get that, she's in the hospital and I have to make up my mind if I'm going to put her down or not. And I pretty much already know in my mind where she's at, that I'm going to end up probably having to put her down. So I make an appointment to go see her because I know once I see her, I'm going to be able to assess her and I'll make that decision right there, which I did. The second I saw her, I said, "Oh no," I told him, "Get in here, get back now, right now. I don't want her to suffer one more minute," because she was frantic. So I'm like, "No, no, no." And she was on pain meds. So it was time. But I came home and her fricking farmer's dog was on my doorstep. I just stood there and cried. I was like, "Son of a bitch." Ah. So I pulled it inside and I left it in the kitchen for a few minutes. And it comes freezer packed, you know what I mean? Like it's packed up with some like dry ice and stuff. So it's like frozen still when you get it. So I'm like, "Damn, what am I gonna do with this?" So I sent them an email and I knew I couldn't send it back because it's already got here and it's starting to thaw already, I gotta put it in the freezer. So I just took it out, put it in the freezer, and I thought I'll deal with it later. At least I'm saving it and it's not going to waste. So I send them an email and they respond to me very quickly. Like within 12 hours, I got an email back and they were apologetic about her passing. And they wanted me to know that, they canceled the order and they canceled her deliveries. And they refunded me the entire amount and told me I can donate it if I want. And I thought that was pretty cool. They didn't have to do that. They could have just let me eat it, but they didn't do that. They told me I could donate it, and that's what I'll do. It was pretty cool. I'll definitely be using the farmer's dog again, for certain, because customer service right now is pretty freaking important. Because yeah, it's just very important right now, especially like that. You care about your animal, and I want to get my little chupacabra on the right kind of food right away so I don't introduce any bad habits like I did with my gal. But on that note, adopt, don't shop, right? I got my chupacabra. I did not buy my chupacabra from a breeder. I got my chupacabra from the mean streets of Chowchilla. Okay. So she earned her chupacabra status. Let's see. I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I want to. Yeah. All right. It's been real and it's been fun and meh. And, support your local pound and pick up a dog, please. They need you, especially if they're red tagged. Sometimes you get them for free. Got to pay the fee. Spay and neuter. Oh, chupacabra. Did you hear that? Uh-oh. Run away. Spay and neuter. Have a great Halloween. Have some fun. Let some steam off. Enjoy it. Peace out. Meh.